Hello, guys, and welcome to this Friday's mystery video, which most of you or all of you have surely guessed that is was not about any of the topics that were posted in the poll on the page. Although I bet that we are not too far away from the AI bidding options for the sheet or AI increasing its uh, practicality and everyday use, but we'll see about that. But what we are going to talk today is about the UDL contention cycle. It's if you are like, what is this? Then I'll give you some background, and this is basically where the topic came from. It's a chart about the NHL contention cycle that was posted uh, in our league. It was posted by Brad, but it gained some traction around the hockey circles and social media. And the idea is that all of the teams here were placed on this 0 to 10 scale on in terms of future rating and in terms of present rating. And Clint asked if if we can have something like this for the UDL, and voila, we are looking at it now. So what we did or what was done is the present rating is pretty much the same or the same logic that was applied for the season preview file. So that's one of the reasons, or the main reason, why the season preview went to the 0 to 10 scale and not the 5 stars that we used in previous seasons. And this was the easier part. The present rating was updated compared um, to the season preview based on the recent trades over the last few days. So it's basically actual as of yesterday, October 9th. The more interesting and definitely the more difficult part was the future rating. And this is where I want to give a huge shout out to Brad, who volunteered to participate or to basically do the bulk of the job in this future rating. When I said that I'm doing something like the NHL contention cycle, but for our league. So huge thanks again to Brad, because without him, uh, it will still be the same logic, but the content and the representativeness and the professional rank of this future rating will would have been a lot more questionable if it was only done by me. So thank you, Brad. A few words on like what was done. That we rated all prospects, and with prospects, it's we don't include only the farm players, but also players on the entry-level contracts, because they are also part of the future of their respective teams, since they will be under control over the next at least 5 years for their respective owners. And we rated them on a 0 to 11 scale. Why not 0 to 10? Because I decided to include 11 for generational talents, the very few that come along like maybe 5 years, so that we have some separation for these really top performers like the McDavids of the world. And also the future picks were included, and they were assigned rankings, not rankings, ratings or value based on some the average success rate and development time that prospects from drafted in each round take. And so we to form the future rating, which is 0 to 10. These are the three parts. The future now part includes players on entry level contracts and farm players which are either above 40 games played, so basically they are no longer eligible for the prospect draft. And also here are also included players, farm players which are slated to play major roles for their respective NHL teams in this coming season. Like example, like Ivan Demidov for the Montreal Canadiens. So these are here, and they are weighted at 50%. So half of the value comes in the future rating, because all of their projections also count towards the present rating. So basically, this future now group is split in half, so they contribute half of their rating towards the present and half towards the future. The farm prospects are fully included here in this rating, so these are all drafted prospects, farm players that are not in the future now category, and the draft picks are at 75%, which are they're slightly weighted slightly below the prospects because of the probability and development time that is needed, and taking into effect the fact that many of the draft picks in the next 2 years will have zero overlap with the future now group. So basically there are more of a question mark, and especially in terms of time when they are gonna contribute. So with that said, this is more or less the logic behind it. If some of you is interested in the details, just give me a shout or send me a message on the chat. The whole future rating evaluation is in a Google spreadsheet. So if you're interested, I'll send you the link and you can browse through it and see and disagree with me and Brat on it. So with that said, this is what we're gonna be looking at. So I've basically redesigned the table a bit, or colored it a bit. So because the logic remains the same, you see on the Y scale is the future rating, so going from 0 to 10, and on the X scale is the present rating, so 0 to 10 again. And the colors note that in the red, nobody wants to be in the red zone, so nobody wants it to be in this part of the graph, and everyone wants to be in the green part of the graph. So everyone wants to have a strong team for the now and strong for the future. And here on the bottom right are the teams that have basically sold their souls for the present, so they are banking, or not banking, but contending now and have traded away futures. And here on the top left in the yellow corner are the rebuilding teams who are building up future assets in order to go and improve their present rating in the next years. So, and the gray in the middle is the so-called no man's land, as it was in the NHL chart, where basically it's not very advisory. It's not recommended to live here, because basically you become the Minnesota Wild if you spend too much time here in the no man's land. So with that said, we are going to review each team's position alphabetically. So we're starting with the Brooklyn Aces, and here are where the Aces land. Their ratings are 5.8 and 8.2. So 5.8, the first number will be the present rating, and the second the future. So they are solid, I think, and have good outlook for the future. So they should be trending in the right direction, which is also right. Next we have the Cape Breton Oilers. So CBO and Ajay's team, they are the top team in terms of future rating. Like with the season preview, there is only 110 and 10 in each of the rating, and the Oilers have the 10 rating for the future, and they have 3.6, I think, in the present rating. But they were first in both the ratings for the Future Now category and the Farm Prospect category, and pretty much around the middle of the pack for the draft picks, because they haven't, I think they have, if they have traded any of the future picks, there is very limited, so they're basically average on draft picks. But still, this is more than enough to land them the top spot in the future rating. So maybe the patience will be paying off for Ajay over the next years. The next team are the Royals, which are ranked 0 in terms of the present rating. So they are right at the left most of the graph. So basically, they project to be the weakest team this season, but are pretty solid in terms of the future rating, and they will definitely be building up and moving both to the up and to the right. So in the so to say, right direction of the contention cycle over the next years. Next team is the Mighty Camels, which is a bit forward from the Royals in terms of their movement on the cycle. They are slightly better in terms of present rating, and also better in terms of the future rating. I think their future rating was 8.9, so pretty high. I think it was the 4th highest. So they are building a good team for the future. The next team is the Red Bull team. So the first one who lands in no man's land. This is Brad's team. So he, this one of the easiest things to rate in this exercise was Red Bull's draft pick ratings. They have literally 0 draft picks over the next couple of drafts. So it's easy 0 for them. But they rank pretty solid in the prospects in the future now category, so that gives them a good rating for the future, and also slightly above average for the present ratings. So this is, it's not the best position, so they are pretty surely a playoff team, but not probably not among the contenders. If you take a look at the dotted line on the right, there it is more or less what separates the contenders from the middle of the pack here, and on the left the dotted reddish line is what separates the teams in clear rebuild from, again, the middle of the pack, more or less. So yeah, the Red Bull team is the first in the no man's land. The next team is the Halifax Citadels. So it's the first team that is above the contender line, and also quite low on the future ratings. So this is, and as we've seen recently, Drew is continuing to push towards improving his team now. So he's definitely going for it this year, and continuing to move future assets to improve his current team. So he's definitely trying to push himself to the right at the expense of his future ratings. So he's looking at some window of contention, but it's not projected to last so long. So he's in a definitely win now mode. Next is the second team in the no man's land, which is the Tigers. They land slightly above average in the present rating, and decent in the future rating. So this is more or less like I talked in the season preview video, maybe not unexpected for a team that trying to do some kind of retool. So not falling really deep in the present rating, so not going full rebuild. So Cam will probably want to jump right back up after a few seasons, but he's right about average now. On the next team is another contender. This is the Hanover Turtles. Oh, the Turtles land as one of the top teams. They're, I think, the third strongest in terms of present rating, and they have a 1.9 future rating, so this puts them slightly better than the Citadels. But still, they definitely live here in the purplish field, so which is the definitely the win now, and the win now category. The teams who have mortgaged most of their future assets for staying in contention for the present. And also close to that zone, but not quite in the blue area, is the Hearst Lumberjacks team. So Kevin also lands among the contenders, and he has also some more decent future ratings in terms of, like, he has good draft picks, and his prospects are also decent, rated at 4 out of 10. So this is the next team, and again remaining with the Patrick division is the Kamloops Blazers. Greg's team also lands in the no man's land, so to say, but he's closer to the contention. His future rating is below average, but still decent, so he has some potential to move eventually to the right of the graph and above the contention line, and maybe this year with some moves he can make the jump eventually if he decides to do so, or maybe he decides to be more patient. We'll see. And after Kamloops, the next team is the Kansas City Scouts, which are on the verge of, like, the gray area, and also quite in the, like, middle or above average in the terms of future rating, but not really close to contention. So the more or less a team about the playoff cutoff line. If we imagine that it should be around here somewhere, so below the average present rating. And the next team is the Ice Dice, which fall into the rebuilding category. So it's pretty clear that Mark is still in the rebuild. But he's definitely got already some decent assets. What is interesting is that the Ice Dice were the team that got 0 rating in terms of the future now category, but he got 9s in both the prospects and the draft picks. So he's definitely looking towards the future, and his present rating is mostly based on his grit contributors, as we saw in the season preview. And pretty close to the Ice Dice are the Montreal Wanderers, which are the 4th team in the rebuilding group, and they are slightly better both in terms of prospects and in terms of present value than the Ice Dice, and they should be on their way to improving over the next years. Next, we jump right at the contender line with the Jackalopes. So Max is a very strong team, and also, like I mentioned in the season preview, he's really on the verge of contending, and maybe only some improvement in the goaltending, but his future rating is also decent. He's rated at 3.2, I think, so below average, but still some decent players coming up. And yeah, on to the Solar Bears, which are in the upper right quadrants and next to the aces, but they are quite strong. I think they are the third. Yeah, I think they are the third best team in terms of future rating at 9.1, and also improving in the present rating. Although, just a couple of words based on the recent trades that Will made. I think that the result was quite good because he, for sure, he lost some of offensive output by trading away Jack Hughes, but he improved massively in the future rating, and also with the other trades, he managed to improve his face-off percentage quite a lot, which was very weak before that. So at the time when I was doing the season preview, he ranked like one of the worst teams in terms of face-off percentage, and now ranks towards the middle of the pack. So that improved his grid part of his present rating. So that pushed him like from the basically slightly above average to like a little bit more above average. But the point is, or the bottom line is that Will manage to both improve his future rating like quite a lot and improve slightly his present rating. So that's some, I think, good business done by the Solar Bears. And their partners in the big Jack Hughes trade, the Ramparts, what they did is they improved their teams so that they jump over the rebuilder line. So they jumped from exactly on the red dotted line to improve by like one rank or one grade their present rating, but they sacrificed some of their future rating to do it. So they are now maybe a team that could be in the mix for a playoff spot, because you never know how the playoff bubble will shake up. Maybe they some team I think will take advantage of that, the fact that the Adams is so strong and will likely cannibalize itself, and this can open a spot for a team like the Ramparts to jump in, but we'll see. Next is my team, the Steelers, which is ranked as second best in terms of future rating at 9.2, and it's like yeah, below average definitely for the present rating, but should be improving. And yeah, this is again, this here you see this group will be, I think, right, the playoff bubble group here that is forming of these teams that could potentially fight for the final playoff spot. Next, we have the Sydney Millionaires, which are definitely battling to stay in contention, but are not quite there in terms of present rating, and are also not quite there in terms of future rating. So they actually, the Millionaires rank last in terms of prospects group. So it's not that they don't have prospects, but their overall evaluation of their prospects was the weakest of all teams. They have some good future now pieces, and the draft picks are more or less average. But yeah, it's the future is really not great. So the Millionaires will try to maybe make something happen in the next 1 or 2 years, if they can manage to improve the team slightly or have some luck in the playoffs, which is always a way towards success. And the final two teams are also the top two teams, And the one team in the green area is the Upper Canada Patriots. They have a 9.3 present rating and an 8.6 future rating, which is excellent in both. So they have built, Jeremy has built a team that is looking at sustained success, or at least this is the current outlook. And I think this is really a very, very solid team. I don't have anything else to add. And the last team, alphabetically, and also the last team in terms of future rating, and the first team in terms of present rating, the easiest rank, like the 10-0 grade, 10-0 ranking, is the Grizzly Alums. So they are the definition of an all-win team. So they have the best and projected present rating and the worst projected future rating. So the perfect picture for James, or at least the clear picture where he stands in the contention cycle. So this is there couldn't have been any more clear win now team than this. So it is the top favorite for the season that we are starting. And yeah, that wraps it up. You see here we don't have anyone in the bad quadrant, so we don't have a team that ranks bad in terms of both present and future. And if you remember the NHL picture, they were split pretty evenly. So I think this shows that we are much better than our counterparts in the NHL in terms of managers of our teams. Or more likely, it just means that the methodology we have used is completely different. But let's go with the first one. Yeah. So take that, NHL. So thank you, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll see you around, and we're starting to get some busy days in the NHL, which is great, and looking forward to all the action. Yeah, see you. Bye.